My name's Lindsay West. I'm a values coach, so I work with people to help them understand their values and learn to live their values. So working with values is a big part of my day-to-day work as well as part of my life. Values are the deeply held principles that guide our choices, our behaviours, and as we've just seen, influence our emotions. So when we feel fantastic, it's because our values are being honoured and enhanced in some way. That's when we feel great. And the reverse applies. If our values are not being honoured, if they're being dishonoured, or if someone's stomping all over our values, that's when we feel bad, when we feel negative emotion. And it might be sadness, it might be frustration, it might be anger, depending on how important those values are to you. So values are the core of who we are, what makes us tick, the fundamental things that need to be present and honoured in our lives for us to feel happy, to feel fulfilled, to feel satisfied. So once we understand our values, if we can make sure that those values are being honoured in our lives, then we can find happiness and fulfilment and satisfaction, both in our home lives and in our workplace. And that's what we're going to be focusing on today. Values are our motivators. So we can draw on those values to motivate us to do even the hardest things. If we can draw on what's important to us, they can really motivate us and help us to face up to challenges. They're the passion in our hearts and the reason why we do things. You can describe values like a kind of moral compass, guiding how we live our lives, both at home and at work. Why are values important? So first of all, we look at personal values, so the values that are important to us as individuals. Foundation for effectiveness, for happiness, for fulfillment and success. If we're living our own personal values, we won't waste time on things that are not important to us and things that are not going to make us happy. We'll be doing the things that matter. So it helps you to make the right choices, make sure that you're prioritising the right things. And you won't waste time worrying about what's the right thing to do, procrastinating over a decision. You'll know what the right thing to do is because you'll know what your personal values are, what's really important to you. And that really helps with making choices in life. Values give us both improved personal, emotional, spiritual and also physical well-being. If we're in a situation at work or at home where we're feeling stressed, it's because there's a conflict against our values. Either we're acting against our values or someone else is acting against our values. And when we feel stressed, it's because our values are not being honoured in the environment we're in. So think about times when you feel stressed and think about which of your values are being hit on in some negative way, either by your environment, the people around you, or by what you're doing. If the more stressed you feel, the more values are being affected. Yeah? So it's really important to understand what those core values are first, and then you can manage that stress because you can see the action you need to take to start honouring those values.